Coming up, unloaded. Ryan tries to maintain engine heat in an Arctic deep freeze.
That's gonna be real handy if everything's dead.
Joe fights a coastal storm through deadly mountain roads.
You get up here like this, you don't take your eyes off the road.
And Brenda suffers highway robbery.
Get the out of here!
They stole my fuel.
And near whiteout conditions on a devilish long haul.
How much worse can it get?
Every minute of the day, truckers are hauling valuable cargo through North America in every kind of weather.
I feel scared and I don't know what.
Speed is everything. More miles means more money.
Joe goes where the dough flows.
Which trucker will make the most? Each week, these truckers work hard to book the highest paying loads with the least amount of costs. But you never know what's going to happen on the road. Bad weather, equipment failure, and heavy traffic can all make a dent in their hunt for big profits. And no matter how well they drive, they can't outrun Mother Nature forever. In Illinois, veteran trucker Brenda is bracing herself for an oncoming storm she knows she can't avoid.
The weather for this area is good, but the further east I go, that's a different story, because I'll be closer to the lake, and closer to the lake brings lake effect snow.
Lake effect snow occurs when cooler air moves across a large warm body of water, picking up water vapor that turns to snow, a common phenomenon found near the Great Lakes, exactly where Brenda is headed.
I hope it's not real heavy lake effect snow, but I know it's gonna be there waiting on me.
This week, Brenda will be hauling a 20,000-pound load of dried fruit from Quincy, Illinois to Buffalo, New York, a delivery worth $1,450 that needs to arrive in 72 hours. But with a storm brewing over the Great Lakes, Brenda's worried the snow will stop her from cashing in.
Have you heard anything about the weather out towards Buffalo, New York?
Looks like sleet, actually.
Snow is scary, okay? It's just that simple. I don't like snow, not at all.
North of the U.S. border, big rig trucker Ryan is trying to make some money as well.
The early bird gets the worm. That's how I roll.
Across the province of Alberta, a cold front has moved in, plunging the Canadian province into a deep freeze, with temperatures expected to stay below 5 degrees all week. The frigid air means Ryan will have emergency jobs to contend with on top of what he already has scheduled. It's more money in the bank, but less time to deliver each load.
Jobs are like the weather around here. Sometimes it's pretty unpredictable.
Ryan has already received a distress call from a regular customer.
He's got a dozer, and it took the transmission out of it, he thinks. So everything's got to go in order here today because there is snow in the forecast.
A 94-mile journey from Trochu to Rimbey, Alberta. The extra load will earn Ryan $500. And with a long haul scheduled for later in the day, he has only 3 hours to deliver before the approaching snowstorm makes it too risky to haul his next load.
If the snow comes, customers will put me on lockdown mode and say I'm not moving nowhere with their equipment.
But Ryan's customer has serious concerns.
Morning.
Well, I didn't know if we're gonna be able to go this morning, because that was froze to the ground. Like the rollers are all froze to the rails, and everything's froze solid. We can't get this thing to budge.
Ryan might have come all this way for nothing. He can't risk being late to his next customer, leaving him no choice but to forfeit the load if he can't free the bulldozer soon.
I like winter, but it doesn't make work much fun, does it?
While Ryan works on a plan for his load, in Washington State, Joe, a long-haul trucker from California, is still looking for a load of his own.
Trying to find some kind of a load that makes sense, and the choices are slim and worse, actually. Slim and worse is probably the best way to put it.
Having last delivered to Seattle, Joe is now stuck on the road 1,200 miles from home, and he's desperate to find a load that will bring him back.
Got it. 25, 69, 78. All right, see ya. Well, lovely. I get to sit here all afternoon calling person after person that wants me to move something for nothing. It's going to be a very expensive week if this is all we wind up doing.
Back in Alberta, Ryan has come up with a plan.
You're gonna plan on pushing out in bed with the front end loader?
If I have to, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll be able to winch it now.
Okay. That's making that pig work. Who's the man? Woo!
Moving freely, Ryan can now get the bulldozer loaded. But the extra hassle has cost Ryan 40 minutes he can't afford to spare.
There's supposed to be a big snow system coming in. Mother Nature's teasing us with some snow flurries going on here. The guy can't get a week in Alberta without a snowstorm.
In Indiana, the first sign of snow has appeared as well.
I tell you, the dang sun is gone, so I gotta take my dang shades off. It's like gloom and doom. With gloom and doom, you know what comes next, right? Snow is like a heart attack to me, but only because of little four-wheelers like that, you know. They don't even know how to drive when it's dry, let alone when it's bad out.
She's tense, but Brenda has no plans on stopping. And on the other side of the country, Joe doesn't either. He's back on the road, having won a contract to haul construction insulation from Portland, Oregon to Los Angeles, California in 48 hours. The contract is worth $2,100, but Joe's still in Seattle, 194 miles away from the pickup point, and the clock is already counting down.
Sometimes these things turn out to be more hassle than they're worth, though, and you don't know until you get into them. Oh, no, look at that. Son of a gun. This is great. A rock came up and hit the windshield and just spidered the crap out of it right in the middle of the driver's side. You can't go driving around with a cracked windshield like that.
Joe still hasn't picked up his load, and he's already in for a $350 repair job and a delay that could last all night. Time and money he can't afford to lose if he wants this week to turn a profit. 80 miles into his delivery, Ryan is almost at the repair shop with the dead dozer, but the storm has started bearing its fangs.
So it's definitely a little slick out here. You can see the tracks through the ice on the road. You gotta pay attention.
Arriving at his destination, Ryan's made good time, but with the snow falling early, it wasn't quick enough.
Hello. Oh, really? So you don't want it hauled then? Yeah, well, I know the weather's skirting around a bit. I just didn't know what it was doing over your way there.
Unable to beat the approaching storm, Ryan's customer has canceled the long haul, leaving him without any loads for the rest of the week.
So I guess I'm done for the day. Great.
All right.
40 miles from Portland, Oregon, Joe has had to wait until early morning to have his windshield replaced before he can pick up his load.
I looked at the weather. This whole trip is going to be a mixed bag of rain or God knows what the whole way down.
With 1,000 miles still to travel and only 33 hours on the clock, Joe has to make up the time he lost fixing the windshield if he wants to collect the whole $2,100 paycheck. But approaching off the coast are a series of potentially deadly storms, fueled by an atmospheric river carrying tropical moisture from Hawaii, also known as the Pineapple Express.
It's early. It's cold. I don't think these guys here even know that I'm not here yesterday when I was going to try and be here.
Finally loaded up, Joe will now have to pass through the narrow roads of the Cascade Mountains, where storms are expected to pour up to 20 inches of rain and snow. Back in Alberta, an overnight snowstorm has coated the Canadian prairie in white.
The weather's cold. It's 5 degrees Fahrenheit, -8 Fahrenheit with the wind chill. Hitting the road.
After losing his long haul due to the snowstorm, Ryan is struggling to keep up with the other drivers.
So I'm just doing this one little short run a day. Probably make close to 500 bucks on it.
Ryan's managed to book a load of cattle that needs to be moved to fresher pastures. But despite it being a short 28-mile haul, he still has icy conditions to deal with.
It's a real pain in the spot. Throw some chains on her here and we'll see how she goes. We're not able to back straight up this hill, so we'll have to try and jackknife in there towards the chute. It's ridiculous. Should have had this plowed.
With the cows loaded, Ryan's curious to know how his week's stacking up with Brenda's.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
I'm good. It's cold. I'm working hard.
It's cold up here, too.
You think your little piggies will keep warm and all that?
You got all that wrong. I don't know, pig. I can afford to have lobster and steak, so I don't need to worry about making bacon.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Ryan.
Yeah?
Anyway, I gotta go and make some more dough. You go and haul your pigs, okay?
Brenda has been hustling to beat the snowstorm, arriving early for her drop-off, but her customer isn't ready for her.
Oh, this is gonna mess my money up. It's Tuesday, and they set my window up for Thursday, but look at this. I mean, it's no snow, and now I gotta wait.
If Brenda can't find a way to unload her haul, she can't pull any other loads either, and her hopes of a high-paying week are slipping away.
We were expecting rain, and the rain sure showed up.
Now in the Cascade Mountains, Joe is driving fast to make up for a night stuck waiting.
We're just at that stage where the temperature dropped, and I can start seeing ice that's starting to form on the windshield. And the wipers get so hard, they're not flexible anymore to wipe it off.
Joe's visibility is continuing to drop, but he can't afford to take it slow if he wants to make his delivery on time. Back in Alberta, Ryan's delivered the cattle, and his empty schedule has left him time to get to some not-so-pleasant chores.
What a way to end a crappy day, shoveling out a little cow turd.
So far, Ryan, Brenda, and Joe have all had their fair share of highway troubles. After losing a long haul, Ryan has only collected $1,000 and has yet to book any more loads. Brenda has made it to Buffalo, but is now stranded as the snow begins to fall, unable to deliver her $1,450 load. And Joe has lost a full day and $350 on a broken windshield, picking up a $2,100 load. Now he has to make it worth driving through a coastal rainstorm in the Cascade Mountains. With only a few days left in the week and hundreds of miles still to go, no one can afford any more surprises if they want to be on top this week. On the Canadian prairies, temperatures have plunged below zero and Ryan's truck is standing still.
Morning, how are you? Good. You guys busy?
So far this week, Ryan has only pulled 2 short hauls and is on the phone with his customers, desperate to load another.
When's the next load going up there?
In Buffalo, New York, Brenda has spent the night trying to change her load schedule to get back on the road, and the hard work has paid off.
I called my dispatcher and I pleaded with him to get my load unloaded, and so he agreed to it. I get to make some more money.
Brenda has arranged to pick up a 44,000-pound load of salt from Cleveland, Ohio, that will pay her $1,000 if she can deliver it to Iowa City, Iowa in 34 hours. But that means she'll be driving 230 unpaid miles with an empty trailer. And on the roads ahead, the missing snowstorm has finally appeared.
The dangers of driving with an empty trailer when it's snowing, it can push you around. You know, it can make you move. It gives a bigger tendency to slide faster. Wow. visibility is low. I'm like, damn. Oh man, talking about scared. How much worse can it get?
Across the country, the snow under Joe's tires has turned the mountain roads into a sheet of ice.
It's logging country. The roads are windy, they were built for logging trucks. There's not an interstate. A newbie comes up here and he's not paying attention, and then boom, he stabs the brakes and he's in the ditch. You get up here like this, you don't take your eyes off the road.
Joe has only 23 hours left to deliver his lightweight insulation to Los Angeles, California. But the road conditions are forcing him to slow down. Still, Joe knows that one wrong move could be disastrous.
Oh my God, you see everything out here. Hang on. You're okay? All right. I hate seeing anybody wind up not getting where they're going, but it really makes you think twice when it's another truck.
In Cleveland, Ohio, Brenda's made it through the snowstorm and picked up her haul. But with no more time left in her shift, she has no choice but to call it quits.
I'm hoping that tomorrow will be a better day.
What the you doing? Get the out of here!
Oh, my damn cap is loose. They stole my fuel.
Back in Alberta, Ryan is up before the break of dawn again after an unwanted day off.
I got a phone call from a tank truck company out of Three Hills, and they got a broken down truck.
Only a short 78-mile drive from Red Deer to Acme, Alberta, Ryan will get a much-needed $700 paycheck for the rescue.
Let's hope this thing will start. It's a little chilly out here this morning. She ain't as fancy as my rig, I'll tell you that. You're kidding me. That's gonna be real handy if everything's dead.
Lacking electricity, Ryan will have to guide the truck onto his flatbed using nothing but his winch, a dangerous maneuver that must be performed perfectly, or the tanker could roll over.
Holy! See that?
Back on the Alberta highway, Ryan started loading the stranded tanker. But if he's calculated wrong, the tanker will spill over onto the road.
Holy! See that? There she stops. And that should be a perfect pull.
With the truck successfully loaded, Ryan needs to get moving. He still has 78 miles to drive, and his customer is waiting.
Out here in the cold, doing what I do, you gotta work and earn your money.
In Ohio, Brenda's tank is sitting on empty after being siphoned the night before by thieves.
Sons of oh, that lady did that.
But with a $1,000 load that needs to be delivered in less than 10 hours, the only thing she can do is fill up and keep moving. Now more than ever, she can't afford to be late.
When they siphoned my fuel, it just, took so much out of me. I'm ready to go home, yes. This has been a long, hard thing after thing week.
Now in Southern California, Joe is racing against time with just an hour left to reach his delivery point.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. To go. And not exactly your average finger food, but it can be done. And what can you do? There's no time to stop. Most of the time, you just gotta get it to go.
But Joe doesn't have to rush. Only a few miles away is his destination and home, Los Angeles. Despite a rough start, Joe has managed to deliver on time. But with fuel costs and a broken windshield, he's taken a big hit, only bringing in close to $1,150. Still, being home allows Joe to spend a rare occasion with his children.
Can you imagine looking through those little tiny holes to see where you're going?
In the Midwest, Brenda is almost finished what's been a miserable day.
I am almost here to drop my load, and I'm getting ready to beat feet home. Home sweet home. Here I come.
Reaching her drop-off point, Brenda is on time, but her delivery is bittersweet. The stolen fuel has left her with just over $1,300 to take home, hundreds of dollars short of the total she'd been hoping for. But in Alberta, Ryan's emergency tows have saved him from a similar fate.
Oh, that's good enough. We'll look after it from there.
Okay.
With the tanker delivered safely, Ryan has made another $700, hauling in over $1,400 total, the biggest paycheck of the week.
I just had to scramble this week because I was planning on being busy. Feel bad for the guy whose truck broke down, but that gives me work. Trucks don't make money when they're sitting in the shop and the wheels aren't turning.